Okay, Ryan, here, let's take a look at your swing. Um, I'm just going to draw a couple little things. We're going to start here with I'm going to put a little circle around your head so we can watch the steady head part of the swing. And then I'm also going to draw just a few lines here from the center of body, vertical. So what these are, just kind of your balance point should be the center of your foot. So we can see here, you can see a little bit of your hip on both sides. Not too much, but enough here. It looks like you're maybe hitting a wedge to where we may want to look at and pay attention to your stance widths. Right here, you're leaning towards the narrow side, but not out of control with what looks like the kind of loft that you have on this club here. And then on this one here, we're going to kind of focus on the shaft plane a little bit. And then I'm also going to put one here as like a wall line. So let's start here looking at this at the face on first. So once we hit play, you can see there how all of a sudden your hands bump forward some. It looks like you do a small little re-grip and your head cocks backwards. And then your head moves off, really tilt. So if we get here now, so we can see how much your head has moved. You move from here to here. So when we're talking about an iron, we're talking about the steady head. We can have up to about 2 inches of movement with our head, and obviously here we've got about a foot or so. So we're going to work on that a little bit with you. But another big key that we're going to look at here is you can see how, oops, switch it over here to line, how you have this K-type look in your body. So right now, if we had you on a pressure mat or something, your center of gravity would be over here, but your pressure may be here, so they're not quite lining up. So we'll work on a little bit more solid turn out of you. We can see our shoulders are pretty level, arms running into your chin. Pretty simple things. We can definitely work on this turn and take away a little bit and get it a little cleaner, which will help keep the head more steady as well. A good weight forward transfer. Love this look right here. Yeah, right here. That's really good. Elbows right at your side. This is what we call position 6, where the club becomes back parallel to the ground. The next position would be impact, which is number 7. So things are looking really good here. Maybe slightly outside of our weight line here, because you can see your hip is out here in relation to where the center of your foot is. So you've gone forward quite a bit, and that's where that stance width will be something we'll look at for sure and pay attention to. But you're really starting to explode up out of the ground. We can see here, you go back, you're crunching down on that left side, and now you can start seeing the stretch up out of everything. Stretching up, stretching up. And then as we get down into impact, right here, we've pretty much got you in that, key number 3 inline impact position. Everything's pretty well straight. So we're pretty close there. So that's definitely key number 3 isn't something that we're going to pay attention to with you. But definitely going to look at keys 1 and 2. And then like you mentioned there, club face control number 5, which is definitely a key that I think a lot of people should be focusing on, especially ones that can get the ball airborne, which obviously you can. So we'll look at those. Now over here on the down the line view, we can just take away the club kind of goes in and under. So that's that roll. So that's where I said you kind of pushed your hands forward some. That's obviously going to then send the club on a path more to the inside. So that's something we'll look at, keeping that a little bit better. But the big thing I want to focus on here is although your hands and that are in a good position, I like the look of that club face. It's more on the closed side. I like that. If we look at your shoulder tilt, here you're about 26 degrees, 27. And with our shafted address, we are 51, and we want those to be almost the same. So we're talking about moving your shoulder tilt down quite a bit to where you're more looking like that. So you can see how we need to get the right side a little higher, the left side a little lower. And you can see here you rolled on the outside of here, so you got a lot of weight and forces going through this side because of the center of gravity, and all because of that turn. So that's where we could see it over in the face-on view a lot. So we're going to focus on the steady head and that shoulder tilt, and then the weight forward being a little bit more consistent, with always paying attention to that club face control, because that definitely is something that you need to pay attention to for sure to be a little bit more consistent. So, but if we look at it coming down, we're going to suspect the club comes into this golf ball from a very, very high position. And you can see how it's coming pretty steeply down, and then it flattens out. So you can see here now how more vertical this shaft is than it was at address. It's always going to be a little bit, but we're quite a bit here. We're in there 66, so you've gone up 15 degrees roughly. So quite a big change in that shaft. I love being able to see both forearms and stuff still. That's really good. And you'll see with your flight scope numbers, your attack angle was pretty steep. And that's all we're seeing here is that steepness as well. The big divots, and that's why it's hard to get the ball in the air, especially with the driver. And now you're all crunched up because you're going to hit the ground. So definitely things we can work on, and we're going to get fixed really, really fast. So what we'll be focusing on with you is key 1 and 2, mostly, with definitely keeping an eye on the key number 5. So what we'll do is probably do a lot of drills where key number 5 is there, but the focus will be on 1s and 2s. So look forward to working with you more and getting all these little things cleaned up and getting you on your road to better golf.